And speaking of Halloween, the fun of Halloween isn't always a treat for our little furry friends. The doorbells, costumes, the candy, it can all turn into a real fright night for pets. Joining us this morning is Vice President of Emergency Medicine with Thrive Pet Healthcare's Dr. Tony Coronado to talk some positively smart tips to keep your pets calm and safe and happy when those little trick-or-treaters come knocking. I hope that you pardon the pun, but I had to do it.
I'll forgive you this time.
I had to do it. Okay. First, look, Halloween is so much fun for a lot of families and little kiddos. But what is the biggest hidden hazards that you see our pets facing when people knock at the door and we might overlook?
There's a variety of problems that we run into with Halloween. What a lot of people don't think about is how disruptive people coming to the door, ringing the doorbell over and over again can be for pets. So some of the more fearful, less outgoing pets, that can be extremely stressful. So you really want to keep them in a quiet room inside the house. You might have them locked up in a safe yard just so that they can't escape. The doors opening and closing, stressful. Sometimes these guys get out, and then Halloween goes from trick-or-treating to searching for your pet. So you want to keep them as calm as you can. If you have prescription medications from your veterinarian, which is sometimes needed for these anxious pets, make sure you give them about an hour or two before the doorbell start to ring. Just make sure it's something that your vet is cleared to use for your pet.
Yeah, look, my little biche poo at home, somebody could be walking outside really soft steps and she's still going to go crazy. So this ringing of the doorbell all evening, that's such a good tip. We also always hear about this toxic food like keep chocolate away. But what other treats or plants or decorations or whatever can be dangerous to our fur babies?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. The most common toxin that we see with Halloween is going to be chocolate toxicity. My own dog, 2 years in a row, got into our Halloween candy and had to be at our own emergency room for that. So chocolate, huge issue. But so are the artificial sweeteners. Xylitol. It's very poisonous, particularly to dogs. A lot of people don't realize that, and it's extremely damaging. The other component is going to be things like raisins. So raisin-based candies are, we feel that they're safe because they're healthy, but they're actually pretty toxic to dogs as well. And then there's the physical concerns. So the wrappers, the lollipop sticks, corn cobs, glow sticks, anything that can cause a physical blockage. Dogs investigate and cats investigate the world with their nose and their mouth. And so they're going to try and eat all those things. And sometimes it's not the toxicity that we're worried about, but the actual physical obstruction those can cause. So keeping those out of the way, up and high out of the reach is the best thing we can do. And remind your kids that a treat for them isn't a treat for the dog.
Right, and that xylitol, I was just looking it up in a lot of candies and baked goods. Okay, let's end with this. Costumes, look, I don't even want to figure what a price tag is on the amount of money we spend on costumes for our pets, but if you're going to dress your cat or your dog up or whatever your pet is, what's the number one thing you need pet parents to remember?
Well, you have to understand it's not normal for a pet to wear clothes. So unless it's something that you've been doing with them since they're, a kitten or a puppy and they're used to it and they like it, then that's fine. Most of them, that's a new thing that we try. So you want to keep it maybe a little snug fitting and not as very elaborate. So there's not things for them to grab and chew on. Because I have seen dogs where we've had to remove parts of the costumes out of them. And so just keep in mind that simple is better. A bandana, lighted collar, those work really well. And so we can keep Halloween to be fun and not turn into an emergency room visit.
Okay.
And if anytime you have questions about it, you can always look us up.
I was going to say, we got to let you go, but when do we come to the vet? When do we come to Thrive
If you're ever worried, if your pet is lethargic, just not acting right, if you have any concerns at all, you just give your vet a call and ask a question. Make sure you know where your emergency vets are located. For ours, you can go to thrivepetcare.com and you can search by location, but know where your vets are. And if you just have any doubt, you just call.
Yeah. All right. That's Dr. Tony Coronado. Thank you so much. Happy Halloween. Dr. Coronado, sorry, I heard that, is with Thrive Pet Healthcare. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.